What is up? What is up, everybody? Welcome to Just the BetSlips / Sports GPS. Here, we're live. We are live. Round 2 of the NFL draft. It's just me as of right now. The fellas are coming in. We're getting ready for round 2. Cleveland is on the clock. The pick is in. As you can see behind me. Rob's here. What's up, Rob? What's going on, man?
Not much.
I was like, you know what? I gotta bring in the draft. I can't not come live for these fellas. We already have 103 in.
That's what I'm
Check it
talking
out real
about.
quick.
103 in a minute and 10 seconds.
We've only been in here for a hot second.
We've got as many people as we've been on seconds.
Yeah, that's preach. That's preach. I want to thank everybody for coming in. The podcast will drop eventually. I am legitimately 20 minutes into a 4-minute, a 4-hour podcast that I'm trying to dwindle down. I'm probably gonna do the 10, and then if you weren't live with us last night, it was a lot of fun. And I want to thank everybody for being live with us last night. Now we're here again, live again with the draft, rounds 2 and round 3. Rob, the pick is in for Cleveland. I'm just gonna say this right now. I have a weird feeling that this is Shedeur Sanders here.
From what I heard, the Browns are completely out on Shedeur.
Really?
What I'm hearing, what I heard on ESPN earlier is they do not want Shedeur Sanders. Period.
Wow.
They said they may take Milroe over him, but they don't want Sanders.
Wow, that's crazy. I you know what? To tell you the truth, I like Milroe over Sanders, but like
the last I heard was if he doesn't get taken by the Saints, he may not get taken until the 3rd round by the Steelers.
All right. Linebacker Carson Schwinziker, the linebacker UCLA. That is the Cleveland's first pick in the 2nd round here. Anybody, if you want to drop into the chat, feel free, drop on in. We'd love to have you. This is Just the BetSlips, brought to you by Fan First Sports Network. And we're so excited to be here. We got round 2 and round 3 coverage of the NFL draft. We cannot put it up for obvious reasons, but it is over my shoulder and it is not keyed. So we're gonna be chatting throughout the thing. I legitimately was like, no, I'm not gonna keep going. I gotta edit this video. I can't keep going on editing this podcast right now. I have to get into the draft, dude. I have to get into the draft. It's round 2, round 3. If you didn't join us last night, Rob, you had your favorite pick of last night. Go ahead and remind the people your favorite pick last night.
I'm trying to remember what I said. It was so late last night.
Weird, yeah.
I honestly I don't 100% remember. I think it might have been Jackson Dart.
I think you said you liked the Jackson Dart.
Yeah, I don't know if that was my favorite. I know that was one of them. I do think I know we both think this, but I think that if he gets to sit for a year or two, he could end up being the best quarterback in this draft.
For sure.
I feel like they made a good decision to take him over Sanders. And I know that it's going to be real tempting to put him in with the quarterback room they've got, but he let him sit behind Russell Wilson. And, you know, the Russell Wilson's better than what they had. So
right.
Let it rock. And then hopefully he can blow up after that. But, you know, all these guys, I heard him on the interview when he called the guy, he said, I can't wait to work and develop you. So I think they know that he needs development.
Sure.
So the fact that they know that is actually a good for him. So,
no, I agree with you. Best available player still Will Johnson, cornerback out of Michigan, who I was shocked fell out of the 1st round. To be clear, Mike Green out of Marshall also was shocked he fell out of the 1st round. Nick Imamori, the safety out of South Carolina. Donovan Izurukabu or Ruku.
I'm praying somehow that guy falls to Washington, but I don't think it's going to happen.
It's not going to happen, dude. He is 1,000% pick. Houston's on the clock. The pick is in. Waiting to see.
Wide receiver Jaden Higgins.
Jaden Higgins, I'm seeing. Yes, Jaden Higgins is the selection. The third best wide receiver in this class, 38th overall prospect, according to ESPN. No free ads, but ESPN. Houston's also back on the clock again later in the second round, as they traded out of the first round with the Giants for the Giants to come back and get Jackson Hart. Dude, this is crazy. Tennessee's now on the clock right now. Their first pick was the number one overall pick in Cam Ward. Because those teams all finish with the same record, they rotate the first 3 rounds, and then Tennessee will have the first pick of every round. They don't rotate after that. So
the Seahawks just traded up.
I do see that now. That just popped up. The Seahawks.
I would not be shocked if this was Sanders, to be honest.
Sanders doesn't shock me here, but to tell you the truth, I actually like Green.
Green makes sense too, but I would not be shocked if it was Sanders.
I think Green's the pick here. With Seattle coming up, because Seattle did not have a pick late. They say their next pick is the 18th pick, but I have to believe that Tennessee got the 18th pick in the second round in a trade. I am looking right now, I'm scouring X to try to find the trade details for Seattle to move up. We're hoping we get some more people in here to have some fun. Craziness. Thank you for everybody that's in. We appreciate you. Hashtag Fan First Sports Network. This is just the BetSlips. Normally, we're bringing you the hot tips to help you bet. So, Chris, what's going down, Chris? I see you back there, dog. What's up, Chris? What's good, baby? What's good, baby? Dude, Chrissy, what a guy. Hell of a model American back there. I don't know. One hell of a model American. I'm trying to look and see what the play is here. I'm also trying to find the I'm really trying to find who's got what here. I'm trying to find this trade detail, and I'm not seeing the trade detail. Do you have the trade details? Are you able to find it?
I'm looking now. I haven't seen it.
Okay. But we know Seattle is on the clock. The pick is in.
Have 2 picks already. That's 15 right here.
I'm just trying to see in here. Live draft. Art staying put in the second night. Titans. Okay, so here it is. Seattle. Seattle is getting 35 in exchange for 52 and 82.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So 52 and 82 are now the draft picks of the Tennessee Titans. So Titans move back from 35, and they're at 52 and 82 now. I actually like that trade for Tennessee. I like this trade for both. It depends on who Seattle takes here. If you had a guess, who's your pick right now for them?
I mean, Mike Green makes a lot of sense, but I really would not be shocked if they went Sanders, though.
I would not be shocked with Sanders. I would not be shocked with Mike Green. I would not be shocked with Trey Harris here either, the wide receiver out of Ole Miss. You're on mute, by the way. I don't know what happened, but you're muted.
Yeah, no, I went on mute because Chris asked me something.
Okay, gotcha. I just want to make sure.
Yeah,
I think. I mean, you're here. Yeah, I would not be shocked with wide receiver. They also need some O-line help as well, so I would not be shocked if they're coming up. But they need an edge, and I don't think Mike Green falls that much further. So I actually really think Mike Green is the pick here, the edge out of Marshall. I truly think he's the best possible option here.
Green's not getting past probably like Chicago.
I would see Chicago probably has that as a possibility. Mike Green, BT Dubs, was a one-year starter at UVA, only played a handful of seasons, then transferred to Marshall and only played a handful of games, only a handful of snaps, really. And then transferred to Marshall and had 17 sacks this past season at Marshall.
It's
So
crazy.
this kid knows how to get to the quarterback, has a nose for the quarterback. 17 sacks at Marshall this past year in 2024. I thought Mike Green, he's a Williamsburg, Virginia kid, by the way. That Mike Green.
Yeah, I remember seeing an article or hearing a thing last night about him being from Richmond, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, he's a Williamsburg boy. Henderson is a Hopewell kid, by the way. So we're there. Thank you. I love my wife. My wife literally bringing me food. She's an angel.
My wife's bringing back some Outback. So
Ooh, Outback. Don't tease me with a good time now. Hey now, hey now. The Seahawks selection. The pick is in. I'm very interested to see who the Seahawks take. Thank you. I'm sorry. Hey, listen, dude. We're doing it live.
got Richard Sherman on the stage.
With the McChicken. Double first on with the McChicken. Questions I have to ask myself. Who is that? Who is on the stage right now?
Richard Sherman.
Oh, Sherman? I couldn't
Yeah.
tell. What a goat. The goat, Richard Sherman. All right, so the Seahawks have this pick at 35. They traded up, gave up 52 and 82 to the Tennessee Titans.
They went safety.
They went the safety out of South Carolina.
Yeah.
That's a solid pick. I actually really enjoy that pick. I think he's going to be an absolute stud at the second level.
What's a big boy? 6'3", 220.
Yeah, he's a big boy. He's a big cat.
And he runs a 4.3 at 6'3", 220. That's wild.
He's a quick kid, for sure. I liked him over Malachi Starks.
Really?
If it's me, I like that thumper style.
You know what's funny is that after the draft last night, I saw that a lot of drafts actually had Starks going in the second round. So I think a lot of people probably did have them switched.
Yep. I mean, they're both SEC boys, so like you gotta think. So who's Cleveland take here? Are they looking to move back?
I mean, they need a little bit of everything, so there's really no wrong answer for them right now.
Offensive tackle, wideout.
You imagine if they went and took a quarterback right now? It's not Sanders.
I mean, the kid out of Louisville.
Everything I listened to today, if Sanders gets past New Orleans and Las Vegas, it is very possible he does not go until Pittsburgh in the third round.
The third round?
Yeah. Because I don't think Pittsburgh has a second round pick.
I'm looking. You are correct. Pittsburgh does not. Tennessee owns that pick now because it was Seattle's pick.
Of the teams looking for a quarterback or could use a quarterback, it was really Las Vegas, New Orleans, and that's pretty much it unless some dark horse comes out of nowhere.
Could.
Ooh, they took one of their Ohio State running backs.
Could. Is it Henderson?
Nope, Judkins.
Huh, really?
Yep.
I thought Henderson would be the first one picked out of the Ohio State running back.
I did too. 5'11", 221.
He's a scat back type. I mean, they're pairing him with Nick Chubb, so it makes sense. I like Henderson better, but I'm not going to sit here and tell them that they're wrong.
I do too, but I'm sure there's a reason. It fits a system that they like. So,
well, they need a scat back, and they're hoping that Nick Chubb is going to be healthy. But that also gets Nick Chubb off the field in third downs with Junkins. So I don't hate that.
Yeah, it works out. Like I
I
said,
do not
there's
hate them
really
whatsoever.
there was no bad pick for them in this spot because they need
No, you're
so
not
much.
wrong. Yeah, I mean, unless they reached for somebody, but they didn't here, so that's solid. Raiders. Who do they got?
Raiders. I mean, they got their tight end, so or not tight end, running back. Sorry.
Yep.
They
I'm
got their
looking at.
running back.
I actually think Will Johnson goes right here.
Could. I mean, it would make a lot of sense.
It's either him or Trey Harris. Those are the two. Like Trey Harris would be more of a need pick. I think they need wide out more than they need corner.
I would say
but-
definitely need wide receivers.
But Will Johnson, I don't think you can pass him up right here at 37. What that man was a top 10 pick.
He was.
And if it weren't for injury concerns, that man's a top 10 pick. I don't know how the Raiders pass up on him.
The Raiders just traded their pick to Miami. Who is Miami trading up for?
Oh, Miami did just trade up. Oh, wow. I'm looking for that. I'm looking for that trade deal. We thought all these trades were going to happen in the first round, and now they're moving up.
Well, in fairness, if you look at all the value that made it to the second round that was first round talent, I'm not shocked by this.
I'm not either. I agree with you.
There is a lot of big time talent still left in this draft.
I don't blame you. I completely understand where you're coming from. I'm going to see if Big Joe can join. I'm going to text him right now.
Well, that's true. They could if they really are going to trade Jalen Ramsey, they could go Will Johnson here.
For sure. That's what I'm saying. I think Miami can't pass up. I truly believe this is Will Johnson.
They traded their second and fifth round pick for the second, third, and fourth round picks for the Raiders.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was 2 and 5 for 2, 3, and 4. So 37 and 143 for 48, 98, and 135.
Okay. That up on the screen. I'm looking here.
We're going to trade the Las Vegas Raiders have traded the 37th pick to the Miami Dolphins. With that being said, the 37th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Jonah Sabai.
Whoa!
Took a guard.
I don't know why they move up to get him.
Unless there's a bunch of teams that need guards that are in between them.
No, there's no way.
I don't know.
No way. I don't think that's a weird move up for them.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know he was the best guard remaining, but he was overall rank at 54. But he was the best guard remaining, so I guess that makes sense.
I mean, if he's the top guy left on their board that they really wanted, I guess they just didn't want to risk it.
I mean, he's position versatility because he played right tackle, left tackle, and right guard in college. Second fastest 10-yard split out of the offensive linemen, and ran just a sub 540. So, I mean, he's a big boy too, 6'4", 324. Like, I mean, I don't hate where they're thinking there. I think the trade up might have been too much for a guard.
Yeah, it makes sense. The Cowboys pick last night messed everybody's brain up.
I mean, but that was a smart pick. That's what they needed.
Well, I mean, I hear you, but to me, that was about as much of a reach up in that round as this is.
I agree.
I feel like there was two linemen taken after him that was probably better than him.
It's fair. I would have thought Connerly would have been the better pick at 12. But I mean, they like a guy. They like a guy.
And that's the thing is like these guys. Chris was saying he saw that when they showed their board, he was like the second highest prospect on their board. So
wow,
it's just they do their research, and that's who they wanted.
That's who they wanted. Is this all right? So New England's on the clock. They got 2 minutes left. They're on the clock.
I feel like the Patriots need to go wide receiver.
Best available players: Will Johnson. They need edge. So Mike Green and Donovan Ezeruku.
I don't know why, but I feel like they're going wide receiver here.
Designed to outlast and outlive. Toyota trucks are unmatched, unstoppable, unequal. Take time.
See what we got. We'll see. I'm sending that. I keep forgetting to send that stupid link.
I think I'm gonna go Luther Burden as my guess.
That's your guess?
That's my guess.
She cares about what you're going through. She knows. It's 988. For emotional support, it's 20%. Call 988.
Somebody putting up suicide crisis. I thought about the draft.
They're taking a while for this pick, so maybe they're trying to trade it. I don't know.
I mean, maybe they just saw a bunch of moves and they're like, maybe we want more. They've got a lot of holes to fill.
They do.
So, I mean, definitely interesting here for sure. Will Johnson, Mike Green are your best availables.
They could go lineman as well if they're worried
Honestly,
about a run.
I don't hate Travion Henderson going here. The other running back from Ohio State.
Down to 30 seconds.
Henderson, I want to say, is the kid out of Hopewell. My guy, T. Freeze! What's up, man?
What's going on?
What's good, baby?
Man, curveball after curveball after curveball.
After curveball, you are not wrong, my guy. You are not wrong. This has been nuts. So who do you think the Patriots take here? The pick is in. Pick is in.
Yeah,
If it's me, I truly think it's Will. I think they go corner. Or sorry, not.
or you could go maybe Luther, the wide receiver.
I said Luther Burden. I think it's either Luther Burden or they're going to go edge and take Donovan Ezeruku.
I don't hate that, but Mike Green's still available.
Yeah, Mike Green. I'm happy for Cleveland. This is a very good draft for them so far.
I think it is too. I'm with you. The fact that they avoided Shador is massive.
They just added that nice running back. They got 2 first-round picks next year. I mean, and they're adding quality pieces.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we don't know where that second first rounder is going to be because I honestly think Travis Hunter is going to make Jacksonville very competitive this year, especially in a non-competitive AFC South.
I mean, having Brian Thomas Jr. there, that takes some little pressure and the top corners off of him during the season. So, I mean, that helps to his benefit too, having a nice running mate on the other side.
Tommy is in the house, man. Tommy.
What's going on?
Tommy, you don't know my boy T Phrase. T Phrase, this is Tommy, the other Raiders
are
fan
ya?
on the show.
What's up, Cubby? Las
It's my
Vegas,
boy
man.
T Phrase, Steeler fan from Vegas. We
Oh,
used to deal together in PA.
fun.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Raiders fan in Vegas. That's fun. You guys take over that stadium all the time.
Steeler fan
Drive right
in
past
Vegas.
it
Yeah,
every
yeah.
day.
So
So
awesome.
it's a
Love
lot
it.
of fun. Yeah, a big fan, big fan. Tommy, how did you enjoy the first round? We didn't talk to you at all yesterday.
I honest to God thought that was the best first round for a draft that we've had in, I'd say, inside this decade.
Sure.
I think a lot of teams got a lot of really good value towards the end. I think
Mhm.
I'm not trying to pump you up with your Eagles, but I think they got an absolute steal with Jihad Campbell.
Well,
I thought the Steelers did really well, just touching on all of our teams, and Commanders, I think, did what they needed to do. You gotta protect your franchise quarterback.
For sure.
I think the Raiders did exactly what they needed. You got the best player available for the absolute biggest need you had, so it's kind of hard to give it a failing grade. Very eager to see what day two's got. What's
Yeah,
that?
for sure. Travion
see,
What's
Henderson.
that?
yeah, you called it. It was Henderson.
Yeah, it was
Perfect.
Henderson. I liked Henderson in that spot to the Patriots.
What's that?
T Phrase, what do you think the Patriots did there
What's that?
at running back? Was that a smart play for them?
What's that?
Tommy Hanson,
Yeah.
not great. He's a good player,
What's that?
man. I mean, for the quality on the board for the value, I think that was a good pick, and a lot of the teams are missing out. Thought he was a Chicago guy. I thought he was going to the Bears next pick, but New England, you have the good offensive player for Drake May to go into year two, and having two running backs helps an offense out a lot.
No, 100%. I actually really think him and Stevenson will be a good 1-2 punch there in New England. And I liked him going there to New England as well. Chicago goes tight end out Jump Street with Loveland, but they still got a lot of needs out there. They got.
I think this is where we see Mike Green go.
I was gonna get, dude. You and me, Rob, are on the same thing. I think Mike Green goes here for sure. I truly think it's either Mike Green or Will Johnson. I don't know how far Will Johnson falls down this board if it's not him here at pick was it 39 or whatever. Sorry, 39. I can't see him falling much further down. I just don't see it.
Wait, did they start round 2 yet?
Yeah, we're running.
Who did the Raiders take?
The Raiders traded back.
They traded back.
Smart move.
Okay.
Good
They
value.
traded back. What was the value? Rob, you had it earlier.
Yeah, they traded the 3 and a 5 for a 3, 4, and a 5.
Okay.
Or 2. No, I'm sorry. A 2. They traded a 2 and a 5 for a 2, 3, 4. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So you
My
picked up
bad.
a 3 and a 4. You gave up a 5, and you moved back in the second. And you didn't move back that far back, honestly.
Yeah, I think he only moved back like 10 picks.
Okay. I was
That's
hoping
not bad
Will
value.
Johnson would fall to them, but
He's
them
already
trading
fallen,
back.
but he's still
Yeah, I mean
falling.
he's still falling.
But if he falls 10 more spots, that would be kind of insane. I had a feeling he was going to like Buffalo, honestly.
Interesting.
Maybe this knee injury is scaring people more than we thought.
It's possible. It definitely is possible. I'm surprised Mike Green took a slide too.
Yeah, that one's the one that's surprising to me.
All right, so the officials there, just so everybody has it, the Miami Dolphins acquired 37, and they got the 143rd pick in the 5th. So they got 37 and 143 for 48, 98, and 135. Those are the official draft trades for the Vegas and Miami Dolphins trade. So the Raiders give up their 2nd and their 5th. And then the Dolphins sent their 2nd rounder, their 3rd rounder, and their 4th, as Rob said. And then the Dolphins drafted the guard out of Arizona with that pick, Jonah Savina, Ava. I don't want to
Don't
dream.
even try to butcher the good name that is.
Correct, 1,000%. Tommy, you're in. Jonah S. That's the guard out of Arizona.
That's the best way to put it right there.
Yep, 100%. Tommy, freaking love you, dog. I'm so excited you're in today. Phone, good, bad. Did you get a new one? I know the phone was jacked up yesterday. Yeah. Tommy,
Oh yeah, I had to replace my phone. It sucked. I was so pissed. I was like, oh, but like shit happens. It is what it is. But I was
It is
like,
what it
man,
is.
it's just like a headache of just having to do it. And you nowadays you have to activate the phone yourself. It's really dumb.
Yeah, it is really dumb. I'm with you, 100%.
It's amazing. It's amazing. The people that work at those places don't have to do really anything anymore.
No, they don't.
It's insane.
T phrase. Who's the Bears pick right here?
I'll have to say Mike Green for value. It's keep a nice little rotation going. Even if you got a cent and be a rotation piece.
I think so too. I have to think it's him or it's the D tackle out of Toledo, that Darius Alexander. I'm okay with him going to Chicago here too. One or the other.
Luther Burden.
Oh wow, the wide receiver out of Missouri. I actually liked Luther to go as a first round pick. That's who the selection is, Luther.
Yep, Luther Burden official.
Wow, you know what? To tell you the truth, I'm okay with this. Luther Burden, a rangy wide receiver to be.
Did the
very
kid out of
fair.
Iowa go yet?
No.
No.
No. Shador hasn't gone either.
Whoa.
You're talking the running back out of Iowa, right? The Caleb Johnson kid?
No, Jaden Higgins.
Oh yeah, he went like the first or second pick, I think, of the second round.
Did he go to
Yeah,
Houston?
He did go to Houston. That's what it was. It was Houston.
Smart pick.
It's funny they were comping him to Nico Collins. I was like, that's kind of ironic.
Iowa State, correct. The Iowa State kid.
That's ironic because he's on the roster.
That's what I said.
Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? It's like rain.
Who did the Patriots take?
Patriots took Trevion Henderson out of Ohio State, the running back. Kid out of Hopewell. Shout out Virginia.
Interesting. I didn't think they'd go running back.
We did not either. I thought they were going to take Luther Burden, to be honest.
I thought they were going to take a lot of smoke was they were going to take that edge rusher out of. You want to snuggle, buddy?
Marshall.
They're going to take that edge rusher out of Boston College.
Oh, that kid as a Reku.
Yeah, right? the one I was praying falls to Washington.
Yeah, it's not going to. But I mean, to tell you the truth, though, we didn't think Will Johnson would fall in the first round. We didn't think.
I would say Mike Green's still falling, so it's possible he falls.
It is possible. No, it's true.
Is
Mike Green? The fact he had 17 sacks at Marshall. I know it's Marshall, but still.
I'm assuming Sanders is still on the board.
Oh, 1,000%, dude.
So, like I said, I was watching a lot of things earlier, and they said if he does not go to the Saints, Las Vegas, pretty much those are the only two teams that might take him in the second round, and he may fall to the third round to Pittsburgh.
The Raiders would be dumb to take him. It just doesn't make any sense. Like right this second, like
I think it's just the fact that they could get him in the second round, but I agree they don't need him.
They don't need it. He's just going to sit. That's all he's going to do. Like the teams that really need a quarterback are really Pittsburgh or the Saints, really. And I think now they're just biding their time
and Pittsburgh doesn't have a second round pick. So if the Saints don't take him, he's going to fall to the third round probably, unless somebody moves up to get him.
Who is even like penciled in to even start games for the Steelers if they don't draft
It's
one?
Mason Rudolph.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. T-Phrase, how do you feel about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer as your starting quarterback?
I wouldn't mind it. Last time he was in Pittsburgh, we upgraded the O-line. We got DK. Hopefully we do get a running back in the third round over whoever they may draft.
Well, look, they just won like 9 games with Hodges, so I mean they can win with Mason Rudolph.
Duck did it. Give him a chance. That's how I'll say. Worst case scenario, you get a franchise quarterback next year.
That's true.
They won't win pretty, but
hard to build a team.
Hey, wins or wins, man. Wins or wins.
Dude, mediocre Mike. You know he's getting 9 wins every year.
It's hard to build a team with a mediocre coach.
Good old Mike Tomlin, mediocre Mike.
Saints pick is in.
Like Will Johnson.
So if Sanders doesn't go here, it could be a long day for Sanders.
Final thoughts, Tommy. Who do you like
For
for the Saints
Saints.
here?
for who?
For the
The
Saints.
Saints.
Who do you, yep, Saints.
Man, I don't even know. I really don't even know. I don't even know what they need, but they need a little bit of everything.
They kind of need everything.
They kind of need a little bit of
wide
everything.
receiver, corner, edge, guard.
They need.
If it's
they need,
not
Ray,
like,
do you have
Sanders,
a thought?
if it's
They
not
need-
Sanders, they need to go defense, in my opinion.
I would agree with that. T-phrase, yeah.
I agree. Defense. There are some good pieces on the board still. Good value starters.
Let's see. I'm going to say Mike Green here. I think Mike Green comes off the board here with the Saints.
Nice
ooh,
value.
Green
it's
with
Shador
Cameron
falls
Jordan.
big.
That would be so nice.
Yeah, it would.
Yep.
Kind of draft like not his replacement, but like kind of his replacement eventually, because
Yep.
Cameron Jordan's kind of getting up there.
They got Chase Young. Which is
See
not
what
a lot
happens
to
here.
say, but
All right, the pick is in. The Saints. Let's see who
Tyler
they got.
Stowe, quarterback. They took a quarterback not named Shador Sanders.
They went to the Louisville. Oh my Lord! Shador Sanders dude. He's a third-round pick. There's no way.
Hey, they reached for him? No way.
So many people are out on Shador.
Okay,
I told y'all yesterday I had heard it
what?
was double-digit teams that were out.
But
That's
okay, but
crazy.
like, what? It can't just be the anonymous coach thing.
No,
Like,
I
might
think that he
be.
bombed a lot of interviews. Like, I don't think it was just one guy. From what I'm hearing is every interview he went into, he was a pompous, you know what, and
Yep.
the consensus is he's just not that good.
yeah, pretty
see,
much.
that's what I've been saying this whole time, and everyone thinks I'm nuts. I'm like, I don't think he's that good.
The
Like, I
quote
just
I
don't
heard
like.
was his ego does not match his ability, and that is their
Correct.
issue.
Not
He
at
has a
all.
very low ceiling, is what they feel.
So I think he has a higher ceiling, but his ego is going to get in the way of that higher ceiling. I said this out Jump Street. He is Lamar Jackson, but I don't think he will reach that potential because he won't take the chip on his shoulder and work like Lamar did. Lamar came from nothing, and
Yeah,
Shador's been handed everything.
I don't even think Shador was even that good in college.
He wasn't.
Ugly ball.
But
Like-
honestly, Lamar wasn't as good as what he is now in the pros in college.
Yeah,
Shador
but I
went
don't.
14
but I
and
don't
12.
think
Surrounded
like.
with much.
I think Shador's just. I mean, Rob kind of hit it. He's just cocky, man. Like he doesn't.
He is.
He's got way too high of an ego. And like, brother, you didn't really accomplish anything last year.
No,
You
correct.
struggled in big games. You take sacks. You're not that good. You're just athletic. And my God, it's really great when you have Travis Hunter just chilling down the field.
Correct.
You know, like I really don't like. I've been saying this whole time. Like I'm higher on Jackson Dart than I was Sanders. And dude, for them to take the kid out of Louisville over Sanders, I'm sorry. It just says a lot. I don't even think it's like
I saw a
bit
comparison.
anymore.
The comparison I heard earlier, and it was not just it was ability, it was the ego.
What you want,
They
buddy?
compared him to Josh Rosen.
Wow.
That's horrible.
Wow.
They literally said
We have
that
a
ego
trade.
and ability, he was Josh Rosen 2.0.
We have a trade. The Bills are on the clock right now. The Bills are on the clock at 9. The Bears have traded out.
Mike Green would be a gift.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, anybody who gets him is getting a steal.
Him or Will Johnson. I'm telling you, Will Johnson is going to be a threat. I know the knee's a thing, but like, there's no way he's graded out of.
You think they're going to go down on
What's
20?
He has
what's
to get
Mike?
drafted this year.
What's Mike Green's issue? Like,
Oh wow, the Bears picked up two
Marshall.
second-round picks. So it was a 41, 72, and 240 for a 56, a 67, a 62nd, and a 109. So a 2-3 and a 7 for 2 2s and a 4. The Bears got a haul for that.
Yep.
God, that was like the God, what was it? It wasn't the it wasn't the Giants trade. What was the trade that was like absurd? Like
Jacksonville.
no, that one seemed okay. It was the Giants one was a lot, but it
The
was the one
Giants
after
did
the
give up a
Giants
lot.
trade.
Atlanta.
It
Oh
might
Atlanta
have
yeah, it
been
was
gave
the
up.
Atlanta.
Atlanta one. Yeah, the Atlanta one was. I
They
was
gave
like,
up the
holy
fourth next
crap!
year for Pierce. I'm high on James Pierce Jr. out of Tennessee.
It was a good pick. I was just like, whoa, that is a
He,
haul.
but I
Yeah.
mean, you got to think James Pierce Jr. tied Reggie White's sack record. He
Yeah,
tied Reggie White's sack record. He did not get to, oh God, what the heck's his name? The Eagles drafted him.
not
Derek
Carter,
Barnett.
right?
Derek Barnett. Derek
Derek Barnett.
Barnett broke Reggie White's sack record at
Do you want to sit in
Tennessee,
your spot?
and he
Okay, here. I get it.
tied Reggie White's, so he didn't get the record, but he tied Reggie White's record. And I like James Pierce Jr. I think he's going to be very, very solid. T-Phrase, what are we thinking here?
Got to be Mike Green. I mean, giving up that kind of loot, who else would it be? Defense. I mean,
It's got to be defense here for the Bills. Yeah, I mean, defense need an edge. They need the Bills. They need an edge. They need a D tackle. They need a wide receiver. They need defense in the
They
worst
need
way on pretty
defense.
much
They need a
every
pass
level.
rush.
Yeah, I think it's Mike Green here
They
for
need a
sure.
pass rush.
Joey Bosa only signed a 1-year contract.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot they signed Bosa.
Yep.
I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, it was a thing.
Oh, by
Small
the
thing.
way, CJ, Nick Chubb is a free agent. He is not with Cleveland.
Oh, he's not with Cleveland.
He is currently a free agent. He is with no one at the moment.
That's
So I
because
don't
his
understand why. I don't
his
understand why. Well, he has his knees jacked
well,
up. But
yeah, it's the knee, man.
He's had that reconstructed like 8 times. I just don't understand why they go with Junkins then instead of Henderson. Henderson's the better all around back. Why do you go Junkins there at 36 when Henderson's still on the board?
I guess it depends what you're looking for. Like the Chargers pick, like that was a very Harbaugh pick.
Well, yeah, but that's what they needed. They need that ground and pound guy. But if you need an all-around running back, are you going to go Junkins or are you going to go Henderson? If you're going out of the Ohio State running backs, you're going to go Henderson. Henderson's the better all-around back. And I'm not trying to be mean to Junkins. If you want a scat back because you already have a bruiser back, that's the reason why I thought Nick Chubb was still with the Browns based on the pick. Just based on the pick.
Yeah, they
because
didn't.
Junkins as a scat back as a third down back is amazing. That's a great pick. But if you don't have an every down, I don't think Junkins can be an every down back in the NFL. There we go.
Oh my God!
Wow, TJ Sanders. That's the defensive tackle out of South Carolina, am I right?
This is nuts.
The 47th overall prospect the Bills trade up for.
They gave up. That's crazy.
Do they even have any interior pressure on that team?
They got
Like I know their edge. Like I know their pass rushing on the edge is really like.
Well, isn't that kid out of was it Virginia Tech? Oh, he's a linebacker. Never mind. Yeah, on the line, I don't know.
they got Larry Ogunjoba or from Pittsburgh. That's a surprising pick. So is Mike Green a Jet?
That would
I
be
mean,
interesting.
I don't think the Jets need an edge. I don't think they need an edge rush.
Why not?
I think Jets need more interior pressure than they need edge.
Right now,
And I think the wide receiver-
Buffalo's defensive tackles are Daquan Jones and Ed Oliver.
Okay, so yeah, they needed interior pressure, but like they needed a rotation piece is what they needed. I still don't think they needed to come up and try to grab that. Like I think they reached for that pick.
Yeah, I think I think of all the people they could have gotten,
Bernie.
even by waiting. I mean, you've got with Mike Green left, you've got that Donovan. I'm not going to mess up his name, kid. You've got 2 or 3 defensive tackles.
Yep.
Any of those guys would have been good for them and would have made it to them. One of them would have made it.
Right.
I think if you're
Right.
giving that much up, you need to be doing it for somebody like Mike Green.
No doubt.
Not. I mean, not to knock this kid. This kid's probably going to be amazing, but I don't know.
If I'm the Jets here, this is Darius Alexander, the defensive tackle out of Toledo. If I'm the Jets, that's where I'm going here.
I don't even know what else the Jets need.
Everything.
Maybe
I-
tight end.
You're not entirely. Yeah, they need a tight end.
They do need a tight end.
Conklin's a decent tight end, but they need a threat at the tight end position, not just a pass blocker or not just a run blocker who can occasionally catch a pass. Like they need defensive tackle. They need wide receiver. I wouldn't be. They could use some secondary help, mainly at the safety position. All right, T-Phrase, I'm going to ask you this question. Will Johnson, could he convert to being a safety?
I have no idea.
Uh,
I'm not sure.
I just know he's very good at figuring out off coverage. So usually off coverage corners can convert to safety pretty well. He does decent splits on high-low route combinations. Plays the ball, not the man and zone looks. He's got some strength. Pretty sure tackler. It's a hamstring for him that could be. He has 9 career interceptions. And
it's a
3 in
hamstring
Wilson
thing.
Lake.
That's asking a lot out of a safety.
But what I'm saying is they're saying it's a knee/hamstring. Like how far does this guy fall before someone goes, I've got to take him here? He was the 10th overall prospect, and we're right now at pick 42.
If the Raiders, now I know they've said that they're set with their corners. They like who they have, and I'm good with it too. But if he's there, I feel like you take the pick because of the value that you're taking it. If he
That's what I'm
falls to that far,
Eventually, you're going to have to take value here. Eventually, someone's going to go, I need the value. The value's too much.
I'm curious where Cam Scatabo goes.
I'm gonna pick tight end here. I'm gonna go with Elijah Arroyo.
Okay.
From Miami.
Yep. I don't hate that as an option.
It's either that or
where he's supposed to go.
There was a lot of speculation that this could be another spot for Sanders to back up Fields, but I would think that's crazy.
I don't think that's the right pick.
I feel like I feel like if you're
it would be a Jets move though.
If you're a team that wants to take him on, you almost want to hope it's it's the NFL. You don't buy into the smaller market teams, but he doesn't need to go to a heavy media marketed team, if that makes sense. NFL media is NFL media, but say he was the backup in Carolina, that's better than being the starter in Pittsburgh or the backup for the Jets or something.
Could go a bunch of different ways. The fact that Mel Kiper is sticking to his guns with
It's
Shador Sanders is the best available player.
It's Mel Kiper.
Once Mel Kiper puts out his sheet 6 months ago, he sticks to it, no matter what happens in between there.
Oh, yeah. It could be a take that ages horribly, and he's like, I will make sure it still ages horribly, no matter what happens.
Yeah, a tale as old as time, a song as old as rhyme. I get you.
In fairness, there's a lot of people willing to die on that same hill, so.
That's fair. T-Phrase, what's up?
I'm just debating what the Jets probably did.
Well, they went tight end, but they went Mason Taylor.
Really?
Damn,
You do have a short shit.
I'm very Mason Taylor. Wow. Tight end out of LSU. This is where he's supposed to go. He was a mid-second round prospect.
I would have said LSU or that kid from Bowling Green.
Yeah.
But I was actually
trying to him either.
myself for a running back. trade rumors with Brees Hall.
Yeah. So, all right. So the 49ers are on the clock.
I wonder if they go. I wonder if they go wide receiver.
I don't know if they need wideout, honestly.
Well, if
I
they're
know.
going to trade Ayuk, they might.
I don't think they'll trade IU because they just traded Debo.
Well, the rumor was they were trying to get rid of Ayuk, and at one point they were shopping Brock Purdy. I think they're trying to blow that place up.
Wow, just an absolute blow show.
Do you think they trade McCaffrey? Well, his knees
I
are
wouldn't be surprised.
his knees
I
are
really
shot
think
now.
I think they're resetting everything there.
Well, maybe reset the offense. The defense is stout.
Yeah, I mean, and they got their edge. They got another edge rusher last night in what the heck was that cat's name?
Williams.
Yeah, Williams, the 11th pick.
Yeah, their defense is solid.
Michael Williams, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Williams on Georgia.
It's just for whatever reason that offense can't click. But I mean, also losing McCaffrey, that really hurt them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was an issue on.
I don't think they should blow it up, but
I don't think they show either. All right, pick us in. Defensive tackle Alfred Collins.
beefing up the trenches on the
Yeah.
D line, I guess. I don't hate it.
No, I thought Alexander was a better prospect, the kid out of Toledo, but I guess they want more of a pass rush and
Yeah.
not more of a stopgap instead of a pass rush. Alexander's more of a pass rush guy. So, and Alfred Collins is more of a stopgap guy.
Yeah, defense is still solid though. I mean, good for the 49ers.
Yeah, I mean, it works.
So what I'm seeing is the Jets were really hoping to get Henderson, and since he was gone, they pivoted to the next best tight end in their mind.
Okay.
That they wanted Henderson, and since he was gone, they just said the next on their board was Mason Taylor. So
Okay.
Funny that
That's
they
fair.
wanted a running
I mean,
back.
hey, they
Caleb
did what they needed to do. They took the best player available at a need that they had.
All right, Cowboys, they need a wide receiver. They need a running back. They need some edge. Is this Mike Green here? They need a corner. Will Johnson.
Yep.
I keep beating the drum for these guys because I know they're good enough to be here. They should have been first rounders. I'm going to keep beating that drum.
what's the most Cowboy thing they could do right now?
Take Caleb Johnson, the running back out of Iowa.
I mean,
Or Cam Scadaboo. Scadaboo's probably the most Cowboy thing they could do.
Maybe. What's up with Mike Green?
I don't know what's
understand
going on with
why
Mike
he's
Green.
falling. I don't understand why he's falling.
He replaced the
Why he's
Marcus
falling.
Lawrence?
Well, this was my draft day drop-in. I'm gonna go wither away and suffer through playoff hockey.
Tommy,
All right,
be good, brother.
appreciate you,
Thanks for
Tommy.
coming in, man.
Yes, sir.
Got you, baby. Take it easy, baby. See you, bub. Love Tommy for coming in. Thank you, Tommy.
I mean, they could always go get Dak 2.0.
Good God. That is a Cowboy thing to do, is for them to go get Shador. Oh God. You want to talk about living in mediocrity? That would be what the Cowboys do here. If
That would provide endless entertainment.
Dude, I would be the amount of fun I would make out of Chris at bowling on Tuesday would be outrageous if they took Shador.
He's now a Bengals fan.
Oh, is he? He shifted. He did.
He's been talking about going to the Bengals for years, and he finally did it.
Finally did it.
Last year was the straw that broke the camel's back.
T-Phrase, what's your thought here? The pick is in for Dallas.
Well, I don't know right now. I was thinking, what is it, Cal Williamson or Williams, receiver?
Okay.
Uh,
Kyle Williams out of Washington State, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's who I would probably go with.
Big
I'm
big
not
play
sure.
guy to opposite of.
Find a guy to play opposite CD. Give him some weapons.
Yep.
Don't So
Give him something.
I heard they was happy actually with Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders as their running back committee. So
Dude, the fact that Miles Sanders is in Dallas just makes me sick to my stomach.
I think it's hilarious.
Makes me absolutely sick to my stomach.
So I mean, you never know. Different team, different approach.
Makes me sick to my stomach.
Super
The fact
Bowl.
that anybody that donned an Eagles jersey would ever think about donning a Dallas Cowboy jersey makes me sick. Absolutely sick. Makes me just ugh.
Well, in
Makes me-
fairness, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret that you didn't know. The Cowboys was not Chris's original team. When he was a kid, he was a Redskins fan.
Well, that's fine. I mean, converting from the Redskins to Dallas, I mean,
It's sacrilege.
I mean, it is sacrilege, but it's a natural progression.
Jerry
He-
Jones is very excited right now.
He couldn't live with the fact that the Redskins aren't bad enough in his life. And so he went, you know what? I'm going to go to an even worse team and go to Dallas, who have less rings since 1995 than J-Lo. And it's not even close. It's 5-0, to be clear. You realize that Jalen Hurts was born, went to high school, graduated high school, went to college, transferred to another college, got drafted, went to the Super Bowl and lost, and then went to the Super Bowl and won, all before Dallas ever got back to the NFC Championship game.
By the way, that same thing goes for Jaden Daniels.
It does, but he didn't win a Super Bowl.
He didn't win the Super Bowl, but he got to the national championship game.
he got to the NFC Championship game. That I'll give you.
Oh, they went Donovan. Something is going on with Mike Green.
I don't understand why he's falling.
Which kid, the Boston College or?
Boston College.
Yeah, but they took the kid that I was hoping would fall to us.
All right.
Devin Izaraku. Nailed it.
That boy good.
6'3", 248-pound.
Unfortunately, I think that's actually a good pick for them.
It's a great pick for them. I'd pair him with Micah, or if Micah decides to walk after this year, you got a replacement.
Could you imagine if Mike Green falls to the bottom and Washington was able to get him in the bottom of the second round?
That would be unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, let's
I'd be
go
good
ahead
no
and
matter
run
what
down.
happens the rest of the draft.
Colts are at 13. They're on the clock. The Rams are at 14 after the trade from yesterday. Arizona behind that, and then the Raiders. So that's the next 4 picks. Colts, Rams, Cardinals, and Raiders are your next 4 picks here. We're just trying to think here. The Colts need... If the Colts get Will Johnson, they would have 2 of the biggest steals in this entire draft because they got Tyler Warren when they had no business getting him when the Bears decided to go Loveland. And then they end up with Will Johnson, who they might have at, in all pre-draft things, thinking they needed to take Will Johnson if they wanted Will Johnson at 14. And then they get Tyler Warren and Will Johnson in the same draft. That's almost as good as the Eagles last year going Quinyon Mitchell and then Cooper DeJean. I'm just saying. I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
I was thinking the same, word for word pretty much.
That is insane if they end up. If the Colts go Will Johnson, they got him.
If not, at least a cornerback.
All right, the pick is in. The pick is in. After this pick, I'm going to run real quick, but I'll be back. Like, you're going to keep going, but I'm literally have to run and then come back into the room here.
Don't run too fast. I don't want to hurt yourself.
Well, you know me. My run is more like a waddle. Both of you know. My run is like a strut. Oh, boy. Here we go. Come on, Colts. Who you got?
2025 NFL Draft. Indianapolis Colts select JC Tuimoloau.
Wow.
Wow. So Mike Green falls again.
Yo,
Crazy.
something is
Something's got to
going
be up
on.
with him. I'll be right back. Keep it rolling, guys. Keep it rolling.
His birthday party.
Like, did this guy pull a Jeremy Tunsil, start doing weed on draft night or something? What is going on?
There's an inside scoop about him about something.
There's got to be something. I don't know what it is.
First round pick is dropped into the mid second round. I mean, by a lot of teams that could use him.
Yeah, I mean they're all taking the same position.
Yep. We got the Rams up next. They're always a little mystery. They've been finding some good pieces throughout the drafts in the last few years. Up in the Rams, so safety. Pretty sure they'll find somebody either way.
Let's see. So who we got? We got Rams pick is in. I would think that they could go wide receiver here. Losing Cooper Kupp.
But adding Devontae Adams.
Yeah, they did have Devontae Adams. But I mean he's not going to last but another year or two.
Yeah, I'll give him about 2 years. I'll probably give it to him when Stafford retires.
Right.
Who's the receivers on there? There's a few.
I'm trying to remember because Luther was the one I had in my head.
You know, tight end could be a sleeper.
Yeah, they could go that kid out of Miami that I thought the Jets were going to take.
Yeah. I saw one mock draft where they took a safety. I'm not sure if it was Xavier Watts or the kid from Penn State.
So it looks like the best receiver left is kid out of Stanford, Alec Ayonomor. I can't say his name right.
He could be the one.
That looks like the highest rated receiver. That or Jack Beck from TCU.
Who else? Isn't there Trey Harris?
Let's see. Jalen Royals from Utah State.
Do you think they're a team for Caleb Johnson?
I mean, maybe. And tight end. Yeah, the Elijah Arroyo from Miami is the highest rated tight end. He was the highest rated tight end left starting the round.
Okay.
But that could be a possibility.
I'm not sure if they need any. I think they're good in the trenches. Skill position, offense, defense sounds about right. Would they be the team to take a flyer on Will Johnson?
I mean, at this point, why not? I don't know why. At this point, I don't think you're taking much of a risk at this point in the second round on a kid that literally was the top 10 pick before his injury.
Pretty weak draft, pretty weak position this year. I mean, I would think it's a good spot to take a flyer.
Like, even if he had to miss part of the year, I would still take him in the second round.
Oh, no doubt. Good value. Especially if he plays healthy. You know? All there. Now, does Jalen Milroe go before Sanders?
I think so, actually. I think Jalen Milrose is going to go before Sanders, too. Because I think we're going to get one more quarterback in this round, and I honestly think Sanders is going to the Steelers in the third round.
Oh, man. I hope not. Need a running back. I would like to get a running back. Hopefully, Pittsburgh learned from their mistake last year or the year before. Whenever they draft Kenny Pickett, it was weak class. So hopefully they learned their lessons to not draft a quarterback in a portable class. So
Tim, someone wants to say hey to you.
what up? What's up, little man?
Hit him with the knocks. Hit him with the nugs. He got him.
Boom!
Boom.
What's up, Mom? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Not much. Having fun. Draft day.
Yep.
Good. I know you live for this.
I mean, it is like Christmas.
So, all right, you out of here.
Bye.
Here,
He's
wait.
the top 3 moment of the year for the NFL season for me.
For sure.
Draft.
He was like, I was like, Amy's like, hey, can you help me with something real quick? And I was like, yeah, I got you. So I had to run out there, and that's why I was like, I gotta go. Amy wants me, but I was like, yeah, I gotta get back. She's like, why? I was like, because I'm actually live with Robin and T-Phrase. She's like, wait, Tim's in there? And I was like, yeah. She's like, hold on.
All right. This was
She had to make sure she sees you. I'm chopped liver. She sees me all the time.
Yeah, she does. She does now. You got to realize that we lived with Tim for what was it, 2 years? Almost 2 years? Year and a half, 2 years?
like that.
Yeah, it's good times. Good times. How about all? All right, Rams, the Ramskis, the Rams.
Tight
Ferguson.
end Terrence Ferguson. That is surprising. I cannot believe the kid out of Miami is getting passed up.
I mean,
Another surprising pick.
I thought if they were going tight end, they were going to go with the kid out of Miami, but Elijah.
he's the 69th ranked prospect. I mean, I like Ferguson as far as a blocking tight end. I don't know how good he is as a pass catcher. And they're gonna show his highlights out of the backfield right now, but like,
Well, it looks like he had a lot of red zone targets.
yeah, I mean he's a big body guy at 6'5", so that makes sense.
But I mean, the reason I thought they'd take Elijah Arroyo is because he can line up as wide receiver if he wanted to. Like that guy actually could go in a slot.
I get you there, but I actually think they're okay at wideout.
Well, I mean, but if you have a tight end that can block and go wide out, that's why I thought they were going to take that kid out of Miami. This one, I guess they just want blocking back. I mean, a blocking tight end. That's all they want.
I mean, but a big body tight end. Like that's the reason why.
That was a quick pick.
Yeah, Arizona was ready to go.
Because they got Adams, Puka, and Atwell. They really don't need a slot receiver type. They had tight end there at Higbee, and then Parkinson, and then this kid at Ferguson.
Yeah, but I mean, how far do you really trust Tutu Atwell?
I don't know. He's not bad. I don't hate him. I don't hate on him at all.
I didn't say he's bad, but I wouldn't call him good either. Oh, there goes Will Johnson.
Oh.
Arizona took Will Johnson.
I get you. So there's so much value there.
Yep.
So much value.
Sneaky guys adding to the defense, deep tackle, now taking a risk on this.
I honestly thought it could have been Mike Green. I don't understand why this kid's falling.
There's got to be something that a lot of years in the draft, you see somebody fall and you don't understand it, and then you find out later there was some kind of hairline fracture that they found in their whatevers that never got reported or something.
Right. Or they found him smoking the.
Well, I said, did he get the Jeremy Tunsil treatment?
Yeah, he's getting the Laramie Tunsil.
Houston just traded up, it looks like.
Okay. Houston's trading up, you're saying?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yep, Houston just traded up. It's official.
So the Raiders trade back again. Wow. But in all honesty, as for the Raiders, that makes sense. You've got to trade back.
And they only went back, it looks like 5 or 6 more spots.
Let me look.
Based on what I'm looking at up on the board, anyway.
10.
I mean, they went back.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Hey.
No, I got him at 10 spots back. 10 spots back. They go to 58 from 48.
Or was 58 the one they got from earlier, and they haven't put the new one up?
No, the new one's it's 58 now.
Okay.
I want to know what that trade is. Are we able to see it?
Not yet.
It was about the knees, long-term concerns. Can he make it to his second contract?
So what do you do? What do you think
It doesn't
Houston
matter
might
whether he makes it
do?
to his second contract. Well, I mean, yeah, maybe, but like,
Kind of does.
sorry, I'm being a little facetious there. Adam Schefter going. Doesn't matter if it honestly doesn't. Like, can he play through 4?
So they got
Pat,
58 and
the Raiders haven't taken anybody yet. They've traded back twice. All right, so a question that I see on Twitter right now is Shedeur Sanders getting blackballed?
No. I think there's not a lot of teams that need a quarterback. And there's question marks on a lot of things from what we're hearing.
I mean, they could still take him.
And I think he goes at the end of the second or beginning or to Pittsburgh in the third.
Love you too,
And-
Patty.
And then he can prove who he is once he gets somewhere.
Have the ball down and tell them
It was like a kid trying to get by off of his father's name.
Like, let's be honest, maybe this fall is good for him. Maybe he ends up going to a better team than he anticipated, and maybe this humbles him a little bit, and he puts in the work in, and he becomes what CJ thinks he could be if he puts the work in.
If he puts the work in, he can be. That's why I'm like,
CJ believes that. I don't. I just don't think he's that good.
I think it's his character and knowledge of the game, just how he plays it. It's you get by with a lot of stuff when the coach is your father.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, if you're a college coach, I mean, a NFL coach, and normally you can call the college coach and kind of get some inside scoop. You're not calling his father to get the inside scoop, so you're not, because you're not going to get necessarily the honest answer. So if you've got question marks on the kid, all you have is the interview, and if the interviews aren't going well, that's what they got to go on.
Snippet. Yeah, I can see him getting picked in the third round, value pick. Why not?
Like, I think his lowest spot is Pittsburgh in the third round. I don't see him getting past that because although Pittsburgh has other needs, I don't see them passing up on a chance at somebody that could be the quarterback of their future in the third round.
It's more of a quarterback. He got some luggage with him. And that reflects on the franchise, so it could be.
Like, he's not going to start because they'll be fine with what they got for this year, and they can let them sit. I mean, now granted, it's Mason Rudolph, and it's going to look ugly for a little while. So maybe you start to hear that chatter if he's behind him, and maybe that's an issue too.
all right, official trade. The Texans get 48. The Raiders get 58 and 99.
The Raiders got so many picks now; it's crazy.
Probably better value in them later rounds. Well, some nice gems they know.
All right, Vegas, as of right now, have the 26th pick in the second round, the 4th and the 34th and the 35th in the third round, the 6th, the 33rd in the fourth round, the 4th, the 37th, and the 39th in the sixth round, and then the 6th in the seventh round.
Yeah, I mean they are stacking picks left and right.
Yeah.
How many picks they got for day 2? How many picks they got today?
They got 26, and then they've got 3 in the third round. They've got 4, 34, and 35. So they've got 4 more picks today, unless they trade back even more.
Kid Kelly we trust.
You stop that. As an Eagles fan, I can't say that. The man traded LaShawn McCoy for Kiko Alonso. Enough said. All right, let's go ahead and recap the second round so far. Cleveland started off with Carson Schwinziger, the linebacker out of UCLA. Jaden Higgins was traded up for by Houston, the wide receiver out of Ohio State. Then Nick Emenwari, the safety out of South Carolina. You got the pair. Good job, dude. Quinshawn Judkins, the running back out of Ohio State, followed by Jonah S., the offensive guard out of Arizona. Then we got Trevion Henderson, the running back out of Ohio State. He's Misa Griffey. And then we have Barden, the wide receiver out of Missouri. The Saints with started out bad. Oh man, yeah, Watson not happy with his Browns apparently.
Ariante Ursery is who the Texans just took a tackle
All right, the
from Minnesota.
offensive tackle out of Minnesota. Honestly, a mid second round grade on him. He was the sixth best tackle.
I mean, he went where he's supposed to, and if you need a tackle,
Yeah, that makes sense. They didn't want him to fall anymore, apparently.
yeah, I guess
But
they had FOMO.
Saints go quarterback Tyler Shaw out of Louisville. TJ Sanders out of South Carolina goes to Buffalo after a trade up. Mason Taylor, the tight end out of LSU. Alfred Collins, the defensive tackle out of Texas, goes to San Francisco. Donovan Izaraku, the edge out of Boston College. And then TJ Tumolio, the edge out of Ohio State, goes to the Colts. The Rams trade up and get the tight end out of Oregon, Terrence Ferguson. That was part of the trade back. Excuse me. The trade back last night was that part. Will Johnston, the cornerback out of Michigan, falls to Arizona at the 47th overall pick. And then the last pick that came through, Erante Ezere, the offensive tackle out of Minnesota. The Bengals are on the clock here. The pick is in.
Demetrius Knight Jr., linebacker out of South Carolina.
Okay, I mean, they need to beef that defense. I want to say that every single pick that Cincinnati makes this year should be on the defense. I mean, they gave up 50 for crying out loud.
Every game, it felt like they were getting 50 put on their head every game.
I know Tim's very, very clued into the AFC North. What do you think about this draft pick from Cincinnati here?
Yeah, it was a need, an upgrade at the position. Also, for me last year, they was one of my most disappointing groups of last year. They added some nice pieces, some safeties, some other key positions, and I thought they would take the next step instead of 2 steps back. And,
wow, Seattle's pick is in already. They went quick.
All right, Seattle's pick is in. I mean, they need a center, they need a wide receiver, they need an edge. Mike Green fall here. I just don't understand where Mike Green falls to.
I would think the Seahawks.
Washington, so y'all shut up. Well, I'm saying all this and watch them fall to Washington and they not take them.
Carolina, Chicago, Green Bay.
Seattle, Denver, Tennessee, Tampa Bay are your next 4. Seattle is right now on the clock. The pick is in. Best guess. Rob, you think it?
They go wide receiver here.
Okay.
Eilick Ayonim, I can't say his name. Ayomaner from Stanford.
You're thinking Stanford. The Ayo Maynor.
Ayo Maynor, that's it.
Okay. T Phrase, who do you think go here?
Tight end out of Miami.
All right, you're thinking Elijah Arayu. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm going to say that they take Jared Wilson, the center out of Georgia.
That's probably
they need offensive line help. I
that's
think
the smart pick, but that's a boring prediction. So.
I know it's a boring prediction, but it's the smart pick.
I agree.
You got to think my GM builds through the trenches, and it won me 2 Super Bowls recently. By the way,
Well, he
You-
builds through the trenches and he builds through the Crimson Tide, but
and Georgia,
and Georgia,
and
yes.
Georgia.
Because I don't care where Hurts came from, he was Alabama.
Yeah, it's true. And then he left because of the he left because of the walking concussion Tua.
He left because of 2-27 is what he left from. The greatest play in national championship history, 2-27.
Yep. Oh man, I'm actually really intrigued with what Seattle does here. Really intrigued.
Looks like there's another trade coming up. Carolina just moved up.
Carolina moved up. Okay.
Looks like I think they might swap with Denver, maybe.
Give me a sec. I'm looking.
I'm not sure. When I saw this, I saw it swap up on the screen. It looked like Denver moved, so I think it might be between them.
Denver was the next pick after Seattle.
Yeah, so I think it was
I
Carolina and Denver.
I have not seen the trade come through yet. T-Phrase, what's your biggest surprise so far in round 2?
First pick of round 2, actually, when Cleveland took the linebacker.
Yeah.
For me, it's not anybody that's picked. It's the fact that Mike Green has not been picked.
Yeah, it's actually my biggest surprise right now. Truth be told. It's such a head scratcher. I mean, the man was a middle first round draft pick. The man had 17 sacks at Marshall. I know it's Marshall. We are Marshall. I know it's Marshall, and it's not a high profile school. The man still had to play competition, and the man had 17 sacks. He played Ohio State and had 2 sacks. It's not like he played bums all year.
Will they take a cornerback, maybe? Seattle? TV? Some of them guys are coming off their rookie contract. Witherspoon. His contract's coming up.
Trey Amos would be that, I would think, if they go there.
They go corner, the Ole Miss corner, Trey Amos.
The trader.
Lulz. There we are.
Oh, there you go, the tight end from Miami.
All right. So Tim was right with the tight end from Miami, Elijah Arayu. That's a good pick for Seattle.
Yeah, I think he should have went earlier.
Good value. He was a early second round evaluated pick. I agree with you, Tim. What made you think that they went tight end there?
Well, I was thinking of Sam Donald. Someone apparently they added this offseason. And I was thinking of his weapons. So tight end's one of their weaker spots. And I was like, who's out there that can upgrade that spot and give them somebody as a security blanket?
Okay.
But there was a few other people that could be possibilities. But I think they made the right choice.
I don't disagree. I think that was a really good pick. I just went with the safe pick. I'm looking up that trade because yes, the trade did happen. The Panthers are on the clock right now. I'm trying to find the trade right now.
Is this where they get Mike Green? Carolina?
Carolina needs a lot of help everywhere.
They got the receiver. I would think they would actually now.
I would think this is Green or it's the defensive tackle out of Toledo, Alexander.
See that, yeah.
One of those two. I mean, either one's fine, but it's got to be one of those two. I would think it's Mike Green. But I've been beating the drum for this cat for a while, and he still hasn't been drafted. Hey, I was beating the drum for him last night.
After he gets drafted, I gotta.
He only needs to drop 10 more picks. That's all I'm saying. Nick
You're good. You're
Scorton.
good.
They took another edge, not named Mike Green.
Wow, Scorton. Yeah, I see it now. The edge out of Texas A&M.
Yeah,
Slight reach, but I guess he was up there bored.
he was on that little. I would put him on that tier with the Ohio State edge and some of them other guys. I think we got Mike Green rated higher, but like I said, what is the issue? For everybody
Yeah.
watching this chat, please let us know
Yeah.
if anything pops up on your end.
Anybody hearing why Mike Green is falling?
Okay, I just found out some information.
Okay.
All field concerns with a sexual assault allegation is looming over him right now.
While playing at Virginia.
Yep.
Wow.
So teams are questioning his character.
I don't know. That's tough.
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I'm seeing that now. So legal issues were the reason why he left Virginia in the first place. Green has twice been accused of sexual assault, once while he was in high school and a second time at UVA. Green was suspended by Virginia before he entered the transfer portal, however, has denied that his decision to transfer was due to the allegations against him. All right, so that's the reason why he's slipping. That makes sense.
Pretty good now. There are some big red flags for any organization.
It's just crazy that that's the like we didn't hear this until the first time it's reported was like 9 hours ago is what I'm seeing now that I've actually Googled it.
Time
Yeah.
to see who they picking. So, what do you guys think for Tennessee?
Another edge goes Alafemi Aladejo.
All right, the edge out of UCLA. They picked too quick. We couldn't even guess.
Well,
They picked too quick.
but now we guessed it.
Here's the run on edges. So who takes the risk on Mike Green?
I mean, he might fall to the third round.
He might fall pretty good.
Dude, if he falls to the third round, that is crazy. He is such a big time talent. Someone has to take him here. I just don't see him falling any further. Tampa Bay needs edge. They also need corner. I like Revel Jr. going to them. If they're not willing to take the risk on Mike Green, I like Revel.
Tampa Bay's pick came in quick too.
Yeah.
Sure,
They could possibly go tight end. They could go linebacker. Wow. I'm really I'm also trying to find the trade details for that Carolina trade. I'm still looking for it. I haven't found it yet.
Kansas City has. That's cute. So many picks here. It's like over the vitamins.
All right, guys. I got my phone blinking. I got to charge it up for a little bit, but I'll definitely be back.
Yeah,
All right,
dude,
sounds
jump
good.
back in whenever you want, man. You know that.
All right, guys. Talk to you soon.
We'll
Yes,
see you,
sir.
bro. Peace. All right, so T-Phrase might come back in, so it's just me and Rob for now. All 200 people that have come in live, we appreciate you. Big Joe, if you want to jump in, follow that link. I sent it to you. Come on in. We'd love to have you on. We can chat up with you. I'm looking here. Trying to figure out. I still haven't seen a trade. I still haven't seen trade details.
I'm gonna call her right now. We should call her. Okay, yeah. Hey, Jess, we're downstairs. Only one bag, right?
Tampa Bay. I don't.
Is he gonna be kidding me?
So it's four draft picks.
Yeah, of course. Wait, I think I forgot.
The Broncos sent their 2025
Let's go places.
pick. Panthers traded down.
Maybe small.
Broncos get 51. Or no, Panthers get 51. Maybe that's not this year. I don't even know. Panthers traded down from their original second rounder.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen
51.
anything come up on TV on what it was
Yeah,
yet.
I'm not seeing it.
Designed to outlast.
I'm seeing something at 51, 84, 122, and 208 for 57, 74, 111, and 230. But I don't think that's right.
Cruiser and start your epic journey today. Outfitted with the most advanced tech and ready for anything.
I'm not seeing it.
It's a new Land Cruiser.
So I don't know.
Toyota. Let's go places.
I do not know. We'll find out here in a little bit. We'll figure out where it's going. But Tampa Bay is on the clock. The pick is in, from what I'm seeing. The pick is in.
Yeah, the pick is in. It's been
They
in.
need
There's no
corner. They
commercial
need
break.
edge. Yeah, I think it's Revel Jr. here. If you want my personal opinion, I think it's the corner out of East Carolina, Reval Jr. I just got a text message from Jamie. He was in last night. He said, please let Sanders be a sixth rounder.
Yeah, I don't see a world he goes past Pittsburgh in the third round, but I guess anything's possible at this point.
I mean, anything is possible at this point for sure. All right, final guesses for Tampa Bay's pick.
I think they either go edge or corner. I'm not sure which.
I'm gonna go corner. I'm gonna go the corner out of ECU, Revel Jr. The kid was a late first round, early second round grade. So definitely a steal here in the latter part of the second round if he's still chilling. You got to think he's the 21st overall. Like there's the 21st overall pick in the second round, and this kid was a top 10 selection in the second round for most people.
Oh wow, they skipped all the way down to Benjamin Morris, cornerback out of Notre Dame.
Benjamin Morrison, the 6 foot and 193 corner out of Notre Dame. The short arms, but to tell you the truth, he can reroute those receivers. Got good hands, flips his hips. He doesn't allow wide receivers to stack on him. Tracks the ball, closes in well. All right, so I mean, I guess you just had him they had him graded higher.
Well, apparently he fell because he missed the last 10 games of the season with a hip injury. So apparently he was on a lot higher on people's boards before that.
Ooh, Morrison.
Yeah.
He's got short arms, but I mean he plays the ball well. Looking at his highlight tape. Looks pretty good.
Green Bay picked quick too.
Pick is in for them, huh?
I like these people picking quick in front of me. Just get this over with.
Does Washington make Mike Green? Like, do they go Mike Green if he falls?
I mean, if they did enough research because they've done it in the past, and when they did it before, they had independent research that they found information that made them feel comfortable doing it. So if they did enough research, I wouldn't be shocked if they did it because they're getting a steal if no repercussions come from it.
Right.
And if he doesn't do anything stupid going forward.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But I honestly, I know that they want another wide receiver to put in the slot. They need a run. They want another running back to go with Robinson. They need an edge rusher. So I mean, there's still a lot of needs. So I mean,
They need corner in the worst way.
they do, but I really think that the push for Jalen Ramsey is why they haven't taken one yet. I think they're trying really hard to get him.
I mean, if you can get Ramsey and get another corner, you need 2 corners, dude. Let's not lie to ourselves. You need 2
Well, they
corners.
got what's his name from New Orleans last year,
Lattimore.
Lattimore.
I still think you need another corner because your cornerback situation is rough to say the least. Hey, because you have Lattimore. Sandstrill. All right, I'll give you Sandstrill last year, your 2nd round pick. So yeah, I can understand why you might not want to go, but
I mean, if they don't think they can get Ramsey, then they definitely need to because they definitely need another one.
let's see what we got.
Tackle out of North Carolina State, Anthony Belton.
Interesting. Offensive tackle.
Linemen are flying off this board.
Well, you got to build through the trenches right now, so. And, I mean, you got to think, like, the next best tackles are the kid out of Boston College, the kid out of William & Mary, and then, Belton's like.
I'm on Pro Football Focus's website right now. He wasn't even listed in the top 5 of available for the 2nd round.
I mean, ESPN had him as the 3rd best remaining tackle, Anthony Belton, just because he was a 3-year starter at left tackle NC State.
I've got Ozzie Trapillo out of Boston College ahead of him. Marcus Imbo from Purdue ahead of him. Jonah Savion, not gonna say that name, and Wyatt Millam, West Virginia. Yeah, Savion Blanc.
Savion Blanc.
But I mean, look again. These people have scouts and they have a board for a reason. So
right.
Chargers pick is already in.
Yep. So I'm gonna go ahead and rattle off the next couple of picks here. Chargers, then Bears, then Broncos, then Raiders. Maybe the Raiders officially make their pick. Considering they haven't yet. And then it goes Baltimore, Detroit, Washington.
Could you
Bears
imagine
again at 62?
If the Raiders fully intended to take Sanders this whole time, and that's why they've been trading back because they knew nobody else was going to do it? It would be brilliant if that's what they were planning on doing. Pick up picks and still get the guy you could have gotten a long time ago.
I'd be geeked out if it happened.
Oh, yeah, I would be.
They know they can trade back until the Steelers' 3rd round pick. If that's their overall goal, they know they can keep trading back until the Steelers pick in the 3rd round.
Well, they got somebody to go with Ladd McConkey. We got Trey Harris out of Ole Miss.
Yep, I like Trey Harris. I like him a lot.
Yeah, there was a
205-pounder out of Ole Miss.
I like Trey Harris.
114 passes for 2,000 yards and 15 tutties in his 2 seasons at Ole Miss.
I liked 2 people. I liked Ayo Manor better than him. I liked Jack Beck in front of him, but I like him as well though. He is a big boy.
Yeah, he's a tall cat.
Yeah, he's a big receiver, so that helps. Amari Hampton, Najee Harris, Ladd McConkey, and Trey Harris as their.
Tell you the truth, that's a good wide receiver group.
It's not terrible.
No, that's not a bad wide receiver group at all.
Considering how good Ladd McConkey was last year.
Yeah, anybody watching that wants to drop in a comment, feel free to drop in a comment on YouTube or X. We'd love to know what you guys are thinking. If you're a fan of a certain squad, Let us know what you're thinking, and we'd love to get your comments and what you're thinking here. So make sure you drop on in. The Bears are on the clock. Kel Doggy Dog. I'm waiting for him to drop a comment in. Bears need a tackle. They need a running back. They need a corner. They need an edge. Darius Alexander, Mike Green. I'm going to keep pounding the drum.
Huh.
Eventually, somebody's going to say the juice is worth the squeeze on Mike Green.
Oh yeah, I mean they're gonna have. It's gonna happen. I would think sooner than later, but this when it comes to these like off the field issues with all the issues people have been having, teams are starting to get a little more scared of it than they used to be.
I understand that.
I mean, Lord, the Chiefs keep picking receivers that are good that can't stop getting arrested.
Preach. Them and the Raiders. It must be an AFC West thing.
It used to be the Cowboys. Now they don't have anybody gets arrested. They just get players that they can't keep on the field for more than 2 years.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth?
Too bad. AC. Barbecue pit, make a microwave on top of
Sorry, I'm trying to
So
tighten
what is
this
it?
up.
The Bears went tight end, and what was their other pick? A wide receiver, right?
Tight end and then wide receiver. The wide receiver out of Missouri.
They were looking
Luther
for a running
Burden.
back too, weren't they?
Yeah, I mean they could go running back, D tackle.
I personally, I've seen some people put comp him here. I think they might go Caleb Johnson out of Iowa.
Okay.
He's a good running back that can catch out of the backfield.
Yep.
He's successful behind a good blocking scheme. He's got light footwork. Like I think he fits the mold of what the Bears look for in a running back.
Yeah, I mean his pro comp apparently is DeMarco Murray from what I'm seeing.
Okay. Look, as much as I hated the guy because of where he played,
Yep.
he gave the NFC East some hell for a while.
He did. And then I mean he went to Philly with Chip Kelly in it. I mean, it just never materialized.
Yeah, I think that the tread on the tires got worn thin by the time that happened.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Dallas ran him into the dirt.
Well, that and I mean Sam Bradford is your quarterback. As much
Yeah,
as
that doesn't help you here.
doesn't help you. He kind of telegraphs run a lot. All right, here we are. We are in the latter stages of the second round. We will stop this stream and we will start another stream for round 3. Mainly because I don't want to get cut off halfway through round 3.
Yeah, like we did last night.
Like we did last night in the halfway through round 1. So we got the Bears, then the Lions, and the Raiders, and then the Baltimore Ravens, Broncos, Washington Bears again, and then Kansas City and Philadelphia to round out round 2.
So if we don't take Mike Green, what I want is first of all, I love saying this name. I want running back out of Arizona State, Cameron Scatabo.
Scataboo.
That dude can be a 3-down back in the NFL if he can put the work in.
Here's my only worry about Scataboo. I worry about the possibility of concussions because that man do not care.
We've proven that we'll ride with guys that like to get concussions. We had a tight end that had about 47 of them. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
47. That was in 1 year, right?
That was his college career. My bad.
Lols.
We got
All right, pick
Seth
us in for the
Rollins out
Bears
here.
Bears pick is in here. I'm very interested to see.
I'm feeling Caleb Johnson. I don't know why.
Let's see what happens here. Out here trolling the Packers fans in Green Bay.
I mean, he's a WWE superstar. You know he's got to ham it up.
Oh, 100. That's not saying much, bro.
Yeah, I would say that's not saying much.
That's not saying much. I honestly, he's wrong because Jared Goff's the best quarterback in the NFC North.
I am a revolutionary. Seth freaking Rollins.
There he is, Ozzy.
Yeah, it makes
Offensive
sense.
tackle, Boston College.
This is the kid I just said that I had rated above the other tackle.
Yep. I like Ozzy. Caleb Williams not even the second best quarterback in the NFC North. Yeah.
Caleb Williams is probably third because Jordan Love's ahead of him too.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I would agree. Heck, I mean, we haven't seen J.J. McCarthy play
Well,
in the
that's a fact
NFL,
too.
so he
Yeah,
might
we
be
have
the
no clue.
worst. He might be the worst.
People should have listened. Just listen to me in the last draft.
I still think Caleb Williams is.
In
is gonna
fairness,
be
Caleb
the
Williams
top.
is a much better quarterback than some of these others that I didn't like. I didn't. It wasn't that I didn't like Caleb Williams. It was just that I like Jaden Daniels a lot better.
Well, but Jaden Daniels also had a very good situation. Broncos trading. Is that? Am I seeing that right?
Yeah, Detroit.
Detroit.
Yep,
Back
and
in.
they moved in and already made the pick.
All right.
I mean,
Broncos move back
that's a
to
coach that's not
60.
afraid. That's the coach that's not afraid to take a chance. This might be Mike Green.
This might be Mike Green.
You imagine him with Hutchinson?
Ooh, boy.
Gee.
Yeah,
And their last
Jamie
pick they
would
got was a
agree.
defensive tackle. So I mean that would almost shore up the whole line right there for the defense.
I'm not disagreeing. Very, very interesting here. This could go a bunch of different ways.
Surviving family members of the United States Army Specialist Christopher Cootie.
As we wait for this to unfold, we have 200 live. Appreciate every single second of it. Appreciate all of you riding along with us at Just the BetSlips here. We have the Lions on the clock right now. The pick is in. The Raiders are behind it after they've traded back a couple of times. Picked up some more assets. The Ravens are behind that, and then the Broncos are behind that after the trade back with Detroit. We have 8 total picks left in the second round. And as I said before, after the second round, we are going to shut the stream down and then reboot the stream as Just the BetSlips round 3. So that way we don't get cut off midstream like we did last night. So we will stop a stream and then come back in with the third round stream. So bear with us as we do that. It's going to be about a 3-minute turnaround as we go from round 2 to round 3. So come back in if you're willing. We would appreciate you guys coming back in for that. The live from last night will eventually become a podcast. I still have around about 3 hours of stuff to sift through. At least I feel like it's that much left. Yeah, I mean, I've got, to be very clear, I have 3 hours and 30 minutes left to sift through. Hey guys, I'm gonna die. But it'll be okay.
Tate
So-
Rutledge from Georgia.
Tay Rutledge,
Georgia takes excellent angles. He can position you.
the offensive guard, Tate Rutledge. The pre-draft analysis on Rutledge: 37 games started at right guard, and he had an impressive workout at the combine. He fires off the balls, knocks defenders back, stays connected in the run game. Rutledge keeps his balance intact and covers linebackers when he releases to the second level. He's quick with the range to excel in zone-heavy schemes. Just do 20 minutes of Pat on the ledge and call it a day. It's so true. Here's the best part about this whole thing is we know, if y'all don't know, I'm going to tell you that Pat and Robert have a bet involving Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders, if he's a quarterback in 3 years, so the start of his 4th year, if he is still a quarterback, Tommy's back. Tommy.
The Raiders they still haven't picked yet. And what the fuck? Mike Green's still available.
Still
So
available.
We figured out he has some sexual assault allegations.
Yes, 2 of them.
Okay, yeah. Yep,
Take
that'll do it.
Yeah, so Shedeur, but to finish, Shedeur Sanders has to be a quarterback in the NFL for 3 years. If he is, Rob has to buy a Shedeur Sanders jersey. If he doesn't, then Pat has to admit on live stream that Michael Jordan is the GOAT.
That would kill him. I think I think that would kill him. Like I really do think that would kill him. That's just mean.
He's
I
the
don't even
one that
think he-
accepted. He
But I don't
accepted
He
this.
accepted.
But I don't even think he could say that sincerely and with actual meaning.
We're gonna
He's
pause
just gonna
all
look and go,
sound.
Michael Jordan is the GOAT.
I don't
We're gonna mute
you
everybody on the stream. Everybody's picture's gonna go away. It's just gonna be Pat and his
He's gotta-
soliloquy of
he-
why Jordan's the GOAT.
He's got to say it with his chest. He's got to say that shit with meaning. You can't just you can't say it you wore that Auburn jersey proudly, and I respected it. But he's got to do the same, saying that he can't just go up there and be like, "Well, you know."
Tommy, you all got a wide receiver from TCU, Jack Beck.
Oh, good luck. Good luck. I'm out. I'm out. I'm sorry. I am done with TCU wideouts. I'm done with them.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, it's like a weird thing. I had a stint for probably. I probably had a stint for okay. They kind of needed a wide receiver. Okay, is it that? Okay. Okay.
Beck is the 5th player in TCU history to record 100 receiving yards in a season. He was named the 2025 Senior Bowl Most Valuable Player. His focus,
2020
hand-eye coordination are outstanding.
2024 second team. I mean, they do need a wide receiver because they don't have anybody else on the outside other than Jacoby Myers. So it does make sense here.
Yes, it did, Jamie. That did hit a nerve. I'm sorry.
You know what, though? I got to say, I respect it because the TCU wide receiver thing, I get it. Especially you as an Eagles guy. I get it. I do. It was like me for a stint. It's like, don't draft secondary if you're the Raiders out of Ohio State. Just stop doing it. It hasn't worked. Stop doing it. Don't do it anymore. It's not working. I had a really weird stint with that for probably 4 drafts because they kept doing it. I'm like, it just doesn't fucking work. Stop. I don't hate it though. They need another person on the outside. So you have a nice offense right now. You really do. You got Brock Bowers, put Michael Meyer on the other side. You got Jacoby Myers on the outside. This TCU kid, Trey Tucker in the slot, Janty in the backfield. Geno Smith is a lot to work with.
Yep.
I
fairness,
don't hate it.
This kid played for LSU originally. He was
That's
not
fair.
originally TCU. He was on the same team as Brian Thomas Jr. and Malik Neighbors, and that's why he transferred out.
So I will say this
I
too.
get that. Like if you're looking to like
Yeah.
get playing time and like not just boost your own stock, but just play. Like you're like if you're an outside guy, like you're not seeing time behind those two. Like
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
you
so
know,
it's not quite full-blooded TCU, so maybe it won't be as bad.
Well, it's also not a first rounder out of TCU.
That's
for a
fair. That's fair.
wideout.
that's true. Okay, that's fair. Like I
So-
don't think like the Raiders didn't reach for this.
No,
No.
they didn't.
They
reach for
traded
him.
back like 5 fucking times this round and finally got somebody. I mean, it works, you know.
I don't
like,
know.
Okay,
I don't know if you heard, but Rob was like, "It would be so funny if the Raiders keep trading back and then draft Shador right in front of the Steelers in the third round."
Oh my god. You know what? Like, I almost want to see how long it goes where the Steelers just don't take a quarterback.
I mean,
I feel like the third
honestly,
round they have to.
I mean, at this rate, everybody that kind of is a projected third round pick is kind of there, like Milrow, Howard. If you really care to draft Dylan Gabriel, it's there.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
let's just look
so-
at the quarterbacks
So
available.
I want to talk about something though. I am the most out on Shador Sanders that of anybody I know. But the
Oh,
fact
I'm with
that
you.
Tyler,
I'm with you. I'm joining your club.
the fact that
I've been on this since day one.
Tyler Show got drafted ahead of him is amazing to me. The ceiling for Tyler Show was at best a good backup in the NFL.
Yeah.
And the fact that he went ahead of Sanders is wild.
So what are the reports? Like, why did the Saints take him? Like, I feel like
I have
I'm not
no
saying
clue.
it was a reach. I mean, maybe it is, but
So this is what Pro Football Focus says. It says he's one of the oldest prospects in the class with extensive injury history, but his size and arm talent are adequate enough to earn him a shot at being an NFL backup.
Quote unquote.
oh, did they like?
So you take him ahead of Milrow, you take him ahead of Howard,
I mean, did they
Riley
basically-
Leonard,
did-
and Shador Sanders.
Did they essentially just like waste a draft pick?
They punted that pick is what they did.
All right,
which
so
is
here-
which is silly
what-
given the talent that's there.
If you're going to punt a
ESPN
pick, at least punt it on somebody who has an athletic ability like Sanders. I mean,
right. So ESPN's Tyler Shaw he started his career at Oregon where he backed up Justin Herbert, missed significant time with injuries in 3 years at Texas
He's
Tech.
been in there that long.
Yeah.
they said he was the
God,
oldest prospect.
Justin
It-
Herbert already played out his rookie contract.
We got Chris Winkie 2.0.
God.
6'5", 225, and he makes some impressive throws. He passes into tight windows over the middle and drops
So
the ball into the
he's-
bucket, throwing downfield.
So he's essentially competing with Spencer Rattler for the job.
Well, no, I mean, they still have Derek Carr, too.
I don't think he's
But-
playing this year.
I said he missed. I mean, Carr missed.
No, I don't
injuries
think
last
like
year. So
yeah, but I think Carr is like in jeopardy of not playing at all this
Yeah,
year.
the rumors were he may have to have season-ending surgery.
That's what I'm saying.
So-
That's what makes this pick just fucking wild.
no, I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying, like, Derek Carr is still a possibility until he's fully ruled out.
I think it's not writing on the wall, but I think it's
I'm not
Kinda.
disagreeing that it's probably done, but I can't sit there and say with 100% certainty that it is. Ravens are on the clock. They need an edge.
just take
everybody
Green. Dude, that would be the okay. All right, if they take Green, that is the most Ravens pick ever, and they drafted that kid out of Georgia, which is
Yeah, Malachi Starks.
dude, what a steal.
This is definitely a Ravens pick. They have taken people with off the field issues
Yep.
and gotten steals before. So I would not be
Well-
shocked if they do it.
The one thing that just will always not sit well with me, and I kind of get it because the Raiders have had their issues with off-field stuff, but the fact that they didn't want to draft Jalen freaking Carter because of the DUI thing, I'm like, and everyone passed on it, and the Eagles are like, we're Philly. Screw you. Like, and I'm like, what the fuck? And he's legitimately like he's legitimately the best defensive tackle in football right now.
He's the
He's
best defensive
legitimately a
tackle
pain
ever
in my
since.
ass twice a year is what he is.
He's
Dude,
the best defensive tackle in football ever since Aaron Donald retired.
yeah.
Jalen Carter.
As soon as Donald retired, he became the best defensive tackle in football.
Yeah.
And that's the
Like,
reason why the Eagles could let a Milton Williams walk.
well, yeah. And then you just the fact that it was
And we
funny
still
in
have
our
Jordan Davis. We still
and it
have
was
Maria Jomu.
and it was funny in our mock drafts because I think Rob beat me to it. I had Jihad Campbell going to the really I had him going to the Bucks just in general. I thought that just made the most sense. And then I think Rob put him with Cincinnati, and the fact
Yep.
that he fell all the way to 31.
Yep.
I was texting my buddy because I'm the only one in my buddy's friend group. Like, I'll talk about the draft, like no one else gives a shit. So he just texted
Right.
me separately, and we were just going back and forth. I'm like, the Eagles are gonna fucking get Campbell. Like, once they traded up, I was like, they're drafting Campbell. Like, there's no way that they're not. And they announced the pick, and I was like, I called it. I knew it. I was like, I knew it. The most Eagles thing to do is to draft him. Like,
Yep.
ah, the rich get richer, dude. Good
Yep.
organizations draft well. The Eagles do it. The Ravens do it. They just do it. Doesn't matter how late they pick. They always draft well.
Yeah. It's
Oh, here it is.
yep. Here's the pick.
The 59th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens have selected Mike
There it is, Mike
Yep.
Green.
You
Yeah.
called it.
Yeah. It
Called it.
had to be. It
Called
had to
it.
be. He
Called it.
fell too far. He fell too
Well,
far.
like we
From
were saying,
Toronto, Virginia.
like you called it too. Two teams are gonna literally go ahead and they're gonna figure out that you got to grab that value. You know, oh man, that's crazy.
Yep. Considering Mike
God,
Green went 15th in our mock draft, and he
wasn't he?
falls.
Wasn't he like a
Pat.
top prospect? Like he was
Yeah, it
supposed
was.
to.
I like arguably like late teens, early 20s prospect, depending on where you went.
Yeah,
Wow, so he basically fell like a whole round
He fell
essentially.
around. Yeah.
Holy crap!
yeah. Apparently, the news of these things surfaced not long before the draft happened.
Yep.
So
Okay, so
apparently,
that
a lot of teams bailed on him.
I get it. I mean, it's not something to take lightly. You
No.
definitely,
No.
you don't overlook that at all. Like
No.
the DUI, like a DUI, like for Carter's instance, the whole DUI thing, because that's what it
Yeah.
was, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't overlook that, but that's like something you can sort of just be like, okay, like you might have made a mistake, but like case of
Yeah.
Green, it's like,
By the way, CJ,
that's not
you
good.
see it was 2 picks in front of Washington, right?
Yeah. I get it. I understand. I'm
And
very
who
happy.
took the safety that I wanted in the first round? 2 picks in front of us.
I understand the Ravens. See, that's what happens. That's what happens when you reach NFC championship games.
They're the Beltway
You-
bastards, is what they are.
Because even like you really can make a case that start he should have gotten taken probably sooner than that. The fact that he fell really as far as he did was kind of nuts.
I mean, we had Starks going 24, and he went 27. So he didn't fall terribly far. A lot of people had him as an early second round prospect, like a fringe first, but because he was the best safety in the draft, everybody figured he'd go in the first.
The fact that the Ravens got him too, it's like damn, like
He's just a leaner Ed Reed.
pretty much, yeah.
Then
Like the minute that was called, I was like, they just got a steal, like almost an absolute steal of the damn draft. Like,
yep.
RJ
Oh.
Harvey.
What?
What?
The
Who's that?
5'9", 208-pound running back from the University of Central Florida.
Oh,
I love
yeah,
one of his stat lines as he runs low to the ground. Yeah, because he is low to the ground.
He's listed as 5'9". I guarantee you that man's 5'6".
Well, they had 5'8" on the NFL Network.
Is that with cleats?
Yeah,
that's
that's what
with
I'm saying. With cleats on concrete and a lift in. I guarantee you that man with nothing on is 5'6" smooth.
So wait,
he runs low to the ground because he's only 5 feet off of it.
Denver.
Who took him?
Denver did.
Wait, wow.
Washington picked quick. Good Lord.
I'm very intrigued. I really want to know where Cam Scatabo.
Honestly,
that's where I'm praying we go right here. Let's go, Scatabo.
It's not Scatabo here. You're going Alexander or you're going Revel Jr. You're taking a corner. You're taking a corner.
You stop trying to force corner. You stop trying to force corners on me.
I'm just saying, you're taking a corner. You can't bet on Jalen Ramsey becoming a Washington Commander.
I'm telling you, they've already got it in motion.
You can't guarantee it, and you have to get a good corner. I like Revel for you.
I'm very shocked that Denver didn't take Scatabo. Like, I know he's not the fastest guy, but bruising running back is really good in the pass game. I don't know.
So he's got a lot of tread on the tires from Arizona State, and his running style.
Oh no, we took the traitor. Oh no.
What?
Oh, Trey Almost. Listen, that man was a late first, early second yard progression too. Trey Amos, the former Alabama corner who played for Ole Miss last year, is with Washington.
Freaking turncoat.
Listen, I mean, honestly, he could have been a first-round pick. We had him mocked in our first round to the Bills at 30. Pat took him at 30 to the Bills. He passed over Jahad Barron at 30 and went with Imos. And I laughed in our mock. Oh man, it was too funny to see that.
Look, I'm not mad at it. He's good. I like to joke as him calling him the traitor, and we need a corner, but if we were taking a corner, that's the one I would want to take at this point, to be honest.
That's
honestly, like all jokes aside, I obviously I'm very happy with Janty, but man, I was really wanting the Raiders to take some off the walls pick just to get a reaction out of Pat.
Yeah, that would have been amazing.
Because I think the Raiders could have got say they drafted Jalen Walker or something. I would have been all right, you know what? Cool.
Yeah,
great pick. Pat would have been I fucking hate this team. I quit. Season's over. Season's over. I'm no longer a fan. Go Cardinals, even though we're almost in last place.
He would have started saying, "Well, it looks like we're going after Manning next year."
Dude, I think do you think a team? I saw this today, and I just want to ask you guys because I found it very interesting. Do you think that teams that need quarterbacks are just going to bridge the gap and just hope for the best and just hope like hell maybe the cards just fall the opposite way and they maybe draft Arch Manning?
So
I'm just because next year's quarterback class, from what I've read, I don't know how accurate it is much more loaded than this one.
I've heard several teams say they were out on Sanders because they want the quarterback class next year. So I think there are a lot of teams doing that.
So for example, the Giants, they needed a quarterback. What did they do? They signed Jameis Winston and they signed Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's probably going to be their starter. So yeah, they drafted Jackson Dart, but he's probably going to sit for a year,
which he should.
Which is good. But then you have the Browns. Who the hell do they have under center?
Joe Flacco.
Okay, you know what? That's serviceable. That's bridging the gap.
Yeah.
Okay. But okay, and then here's another one that I'm gonna and Parker, don't get mad at me if you're watching this. But Anthony Richardson, if he has a really bad year, you got to imagine that team is enough's enough. We got to figure something out. The Steelers, if they don't do anything and they just ride out this Mason Rudolph train or sign Aaron Rodgers from the cliffs of wherever the hell he is right now, I mean, you gotta think that they're like, all right, we'll ride this out. And if we just like the Rams, like what are the Rams working with? Stafford? Okay, well, they got a plan for their future.
Yep.
Dude, they're like even these teams that might be good, gotta imagine they're gonna use some of this draft capital, especially the Rams. They got a haul for the Pierce pick. You
Yep.
gotta imagine they're like, okay, cool, we're good, great. We're gonna go ahead and use this ammunition. We're gonna trade up for Arch Manning or whoever.
Yeah.
Is that possible? Like, am I
No,
like,
100%.
am I crazy?
No, I think a
Like,
lot of teams are
That's
doing
what I
that.
thought. That's what I thought the Giants were going to do until they traded up for Jackson Dart. I honestly,
And
that's what I thought the Giants were going to do. They were just going to be like, listen, I got a stopgap. And then if Russell doesn't work, I've got Jameis signed for 2 years. They have Russell for a year and Jameis signed for 2.
So okay.
So I was like, man, so if the whole thing, like, they go, Russell doesn't work, you got Jameis, and then if, the chips don't fall where they may, then they could sit here and go, okay, well, we'll find ammunition and then we'll go up 2 years from now because we have Jameis.
I mean, I was
Have
saying
to hide sharp objects in New York with that pick. Jamie, I'm going to be honest with you. I like Jackson Dart.
Yeah, I do too. I have no. If the Raiders chose not to go Janty and they had it, like it was like you're gonna die or you got to take a quarterback. I'm hoping they took Dart. I was higher on him than anybody in this draft. I'm with Rob. I was saying this before the draft even started, even when games were still being played. I was like, I'm not sold on Sanders. I kept telling my uncle, he's a Raiders fan. I'm like, dude, I want nothing to do with him. If they draft him, like I'm not going to watch this team. I don't want him. I don't think he's that good.
No, and
I know Ryan Clark is going to say something very different, and I'm like, nope, I don't think that's it, man. I really, really don't.
Nope.
Really don't think that's the case, brother. I really do think he's just not that good.
I think, and I've said this, he is Lamar Jackson
with shittier work ethic.
Correct, 1,000%. He's got the athletic ability. He's got a very similar arm talent, but I don't know if he'll be able to put in the work. Oh yeah,
I'm like, dude, like, no, you're not generational talent. You're just talent.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: if you were a guy like Jaden Daniels or even Cam Newton,
Shamir Turner's the pick. Sorry.
If you're one of these guys who are elite that go to Heisman's, you don't have to go to the combine. You don't have to do pro days because people know who you are, right?
Yep.
But Shedeur Sanders assumed he was that level talent, and he just sat all this crap out. And then you have an attitude in the meetings. What do you want coaches to expect? You didn't show them anything outside of your own personal workout, and you went into interviews, and clearly they didn't go well. Yeah. Do you want them to risk their jobs and their franchises on somebody they know that outside of your name, that's all they know?
Yep. Oh, and the fact that his jersey's retired at Colorado.
That's insane. I'm sorry. That's borderline insane for a team
criminal.
That didn't
it's criminal
even.
Is what it is. Say it, Tommy. It's criminal.
I'm not gonna go that far.
Say it. It's criminal.
It's just like, what did you do? Like in all honesty, like, okay, like I saw this comparison and even I was kind of like, okay, you know what? I'll level with that. Like the Florida Gators haven't retired Tim Tebow's number and he actually like did shit for that team.
Tim Tebow was one of the best college quarterbacks of all time, first of all.
Yeah, so. I mean, I don't even know if Shedeur Sanders was the best quarterback to play for Colorado, let alone, college football.
The Chiefs go with Omar Norman Lott, the defensive tackle from the University of Tennessee. Go Volunteers.
Oh, man, dude, him and Chris Jones. Fuck, man.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. That's tough
dude,
for you.
You know what? I got to say that, props to, I'll even give the Chargers props. I thought they've drafted really well. And then here's Kansas City just beefing up the trenches, building in the trenches. Good for them.
Because you know what? They needed that offensive line. Because you know what? I'm not gonna pinpoint, the Eagles built the blueprint because they definitely learned from Tampa Bay. But man, you put some pressure on Mahomes,
Yep.
you can win a ball game.
Yes, you can. Yes,
Win a ball
you
game.
can.
And dude, I'm still amazed that they did all that without blitzing.
Yeah, they didn't blitz him.
It's insane. I'm like that's how you know your offense is your defensive line is that good.
Yep.
He didn't blitz.
I mean, I
Crazy.
know Josh Sweats walked, and I know Milton Williams walked, who very easily
Yeah,
either one of
but
them could have been MVP of that Super Bowl. But when you have Jalen Carter, you have a Jordan Davis, you have Maury Ajomu, Jalix Hunt stepped up. You're figuring you're going to get more out of who's the kid that they got from the Jets? I can't think of his name right now. Brandon Huff.
Reddick?
Huff. No, they traded Reddick
okay.
to the Jets after they got Huff. You think you're going to get a little bit more out of Huff next year when he spends a year in Vic Fangio's system and finally buys in. So that's the hope.
It took my father-in-law, like he's a Commanders fan, and all he was bitching about. Man, I love my
Nolan Smith
father-in-law.
too.
I really do. I love him to death. He did nothing but complain about the Commanders probably for like 8 weeks of the season. I'm like, dude, Jaden Daniels is the real deal. This team is a lot of fun. Just buy into it, man.
Yeah.
Just
So
buy into it, dude.
That's my father. And up until this past year, we have such PTSD that every week, if the game starts going south, he's like, "Well, we've lost another one." He'll just go upstairs. I'm like, "Bro, it's early on. He's a rookie. Give it a game." Literally, the next week he goes off against the Bengals, which everybody did, but he goes off against the Bengals and drops 50 and wins a shootout. And he had missed half the game because he went upstairs. I said, "This is not the team to walk away from."
I'm like, I was like, man, I understand. They like the Commanders, like, just historically, like, they've been like, pretty bad. But I'm like, man, they got this kid, they got the coaching. I'm like, they got good ownership. That's the biggest thing.
Now.
No, that's what I'm saying. Now I keep telling my dude, they got good owners. Like they're in a really good spot. Like, just like give it, just buy into it now, while you can, like.
So my famous saying for many years was the worst thing you can give a Commanders fan is hope.
That's truth.
Yeah.
But now we have hope and you can't take it from us.
Yeah.
So I was actually stupidly optimistic when the Raiders hired Josh McDaniels because I had faith in the personnel that I felt like replicated what he worked with in New England, and it just wasn't the case. Like that man ruined football for me for a solid year and a half. Like I actually was like, if they don't fire him, I'm switching teams. Like I will find a new team. I don't care. I will find a new team to root for. Like that's how like I hate that man. I hate that man so much because of everything he did. And there's a laundry list.
Yep.
Dude, the biggest problem I had with him was he kept telling Derek Carr where to throw the football. Didn't matter if it was like double coverage or not. He's like, that's where the ball has to go. Carr had a touchdown because he threw it to the open guy, not where McDaniels wanted to go. McDaniels pulled him on the sidelines, was like, that's not where the ball was supposed to go. And Carr was like, well, we fucking scored. Like, who cares? I'm like, you're such an egotistical asshole. I hope you fucking suck in New England now. Fucking piece of shit. We could have had CJ Stroud.
Yeah, you could have.
Yep. I don't want to get into it.
All right, the Eagles select. Select Andrew Mukoba, the safety out of Texas.
I feel like that's a good pick. I feel like I remember watching a lot of him.
Five interceptions last year.
Is he like a pass safety or is he like a run safety?
He had 41 solo tackles, so I think he's definitely more the deep threat, like middle of the field type safety. I don't hate that. I
No?
think it's a little bit of a reach, but
Depth?
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I mean, he attacks well downhill, so I'm not completely angry with it, but I don't love it by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not enamored by it. Well, I think that's probably the right word there. But
Okay, so you're not. We don't. You know what? None of us have been mad this draft.
no,
I don't think we have angry people amongst our
no, I
group.
don't think so.
No.
Yeah, free safety and nickelback. So, and he ran a 4.45 at the combine. So yeah, definitely play center field, single high looks, which is what they needed out of a rookie safety. So I like it. All right, we're gonna close this stream down for round 2, and we're gonna reopen another one because we don't want to get shut down in the middle. So jump over to the new stream when it pops up. It'll say just the BetSlips round 3 NFL draft. Myself and Rob, Tommy's probably gonna stick around. Maybe might jump in, might jump out.
I might have to go do the
The dad thing.
the dad thing.
The dad thing. But that's fine.
Yep.
Jump in after. It's fine. We'll
Yep.
be here for your round 3. And we'll get started in a couple minutes. So you'll see us re-up as the round 3 starts. So we'll see you here on Just the Bet Slips on a new live. It's going to be coming up. Thank you for everybody that's jumped into this. And we'll be right back with round 3, guys. Have a good one.